know somebody that works there, that knows you, knows your talent, you can get around those rules. But it's hard.
But it's like trying to find a new rock.
Mm-hmm.
So even if that does help, you probably have to find a way around it.
Yeah.
Well, and there are also ways to take the professional technical education like this one and turn it into a bachelor's. You can take, we have a couple of articulation agreements where you can take 105 credits from here and apply them toward a bachelor's degree. The one that's most convenient currently is the one through Central. They have an Edmonds campus here. It's a Bachelor of Applied Science in IT, and then they also have one in management. And, Craig has actually been looking at the management one pretty deeply, so if you have questions about that, you can chat with him. And I have more information about the one for the IT focus as well. So, you know, if that's an option for you, if you can stay in school and survive out there, this is a pretty good time to stay in school.
Well, particularly if you're getting grants.
Exactly. If you can, you know, if you can make
Yeah.
the rest of your life work around it, there is money. You know, there's a fair amount of money out there to pay for the education now, and you know, if it can work for you, that's a good thing to do.
I also agree though with what you're saying. I mean, you know, just from my own experience, I had a bachelor's in economics and was offered a 10-year position at Highline Community College while I still had a bachelor's, when normally you need a master's or doctorate to even teach part-time. You know, I just recently got my MBA. So don't let that be a barrier to you. Absolutely, if you have the resources and the time, stay in school now and get a bachelor's. But don't feel like that's your only option or that there's nothing out there. You can still set yourself apart and be good at what you do. And, you know, like the high school graduate, yes, he might not have that luck if he changes, but, you know, change.
Somebody win the lottery. Yeah. The rest of us, you know, you throw your bucket.
But don't feel like you have to, you have enough uniqueness amongst yourselves that you can still do good with the certificate or degree you get here as well. And then maybe think about going back to school part-time if you can to get here. There's just lots of.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with getting more education to a point. Don't become a professional student. It's a long, lonely path. But a couple of things I want to add to that, being a salesperson and a sales manager, and the thing that I coach people is don't be your own barrier.
Yes.
You know, oh, he's not going to hire me, I'm not going to give him my resume, because all of the characteristics don't fit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't do it, you know. And then you go to the next person. I know you really don't look for a person like me. Here's my resume. And you go, do you know anybody or anything that might be a good fit or a reasonably good fit? Oh yeah, my buddy Mary needs a person just like you. Okay, see, it's preventing your own barriers and judgment or applying them to somebody else that may or may not be true. You know, it does burn through a lot of time. Recently did a job with a company. I made 1,000 touches to prospective customers. We had one sale. That was spread out over 4 months. Yeah. Then with 2 o'clock in the afternoon, somebody said, God, they're not going to want to buy anything. I don't want to. Okay, fine, it's my job, it's my responsibility. Fine. Okay, I didn't make a sale, but at least I made the effort. And there were a couple times where, you know, that led to something that led to something else that unfortunately didn't lead to a sale in this particular circumstance, but it led to opportunities that had I followed that first course, I would have never gotten. I've got a database with about 15,000 names on it, goes back to 1988. In the printing industry, and over the last 10 years, I've been mostly working with servicing the community newspaper space across the whole country. I haven't talked to everybody in that database, but I've talked to probably about 3,000 of them, you know, to a personal level. And I may not have talked to somebody for 3, 4, 5 years. I'll call them. Hey, Sue Ellen, Craig, remember we talked at such and such conference. I'm looking for some information about